Haha, we're live here. Hey guys, we're live here, and I'm I'm wondering what the best angle is. Oh, good evening, everybody. I'm just kind of starting here, so I don't know. Maybe people will catch on. It's kind of late, and this is my first time doing this like late at night. Um, it took me forever to finally get this set up correct by a little switch that because I'm the audio engineer here. And yeah, I came back and I listened to the sound and I was like really impressed with everything. So, um, but there were some other avenues I wanted to get into. And I don't know if the microphone's good here, and I'm bringing it up because the heat's on, and I can hear the heat. It's like this white noise thing that's kind of going on here. Um, so behind me here is probably going to change like in a bit. Um, you can see this is March 2019. This is when um, the month of my son's birthday. And you can see his little boots here. And yeah, so just was like where I'm filming is this temporary spot right now. So, but there's a lot of like these for filming. There's a lot of cool areas, and especially this area where I kind of set up camp, set up base in this secret bunker, I'll call it, right? But really, it's in the lower area of the house, and this area, which I was mentioning in my other video, this area was going to be more like a playroom, but like part of it was going to be, I would call a music room, but it really is a studio. And I was thinking about just before how it really is a studio, even though I don't maybe have, like, I have some recording here, some instruments and things like that, but a studio in the sense that it's designed for filming, and it's designed to do these, lives that I'm doing here and everything. And what I plan on doing here is a lot of things. And so I'm kind of losing my train of thought, but it's just interesting that I was kind of reluctant to call it a studio. I wanted to call it a music room because, I felt like a studio, I would need some really extensive recording equipment. And it's quite simplistic how what I have going on. And this is a cool picture here behind me laying with my dog Yoshi here. Um but like, so this is a cool spot to film in. So, and I have some studio lights. So in that sense, it's like it's a studio, right? Um, so people argue, is that really a studio because you just have a couple things? Well, I guess it depends on the context that you're calling it a studio. So um there are many areas throughout here that are kind of cool to film, like little spots. Um and a lot of that is kind of due to the way that my girlfriend designed them. So um like you have these little corners like this with these cool little things with these pictures and stuff, and they're just like perfect for filming. So I have my audio equipment here, and I have what people used to use, what they used to call in DJing the coffin case, right? So I have that, but it's closed, and I have my sampler, and I have a mixer, and then I have I'm using the mixer has a preamp in it, and then the interface for the computer, and then I have my mics and stuff. Um, so pretty simple little, and the lights, uh, pretty simple little setup going on here, and it's gonna grow, right? Regardless, it's a studio though, even in the audio aspect of it. So why sell yourself short? You know, like there's these, like we almost live by these memes and things like that, right? Like they control us, and there's these negative things that aren't true, that you're willing to change your life or the way you do things because of these, you know, um, of these memes and things like that. So, I don't know. Interesting. Um, so this is a temporary kind of fix. And I know in the future, um, well, we don't have a choice. We're going to find a really cool place, and, I'm going to have a nice spot. So, I can do what I'm doing right now. Um, so, and it's bittersweet because, I mean, this is public. I don't want to give my location exact, but, I, there's things about it I like, and there's things that we don't like about it. But I think in the end, it's kind of best for us to move on from here. But just like most things, like the unknown is it's just, for me, the unknown can be a really really scary thing. Um, like I like to know what's going on because there's security in it, and sometimes that's what causes us to make a irrational decision. So I don't know. We really need to just really kind of, I don't know, maybe make more rational decisions. I don't know. But anyway, it's it's something that we have to do, and I'm just looking here for my notes, but um, nonetheless, for the time being, this is going to be my home base, and I'm going to be doing many things. So it's kind of interesting, the the dynamics of YouTube, like what you can do. This is my beautiful um still fiance as of today, with my dog Yoshi here in the background. Um and that is another concept that I'm working with. You can do some maybe cool background things. But that's in the background because there's a lot that I want to do. But that's the thing, is that there's also like, it's very versatile what you can do on YouTube. And I think that's just it. Like, that's what I think, because I've been looking for my niche, and there are certain things like, especially when it comes to music itself. I'm going to expand on that with the live performance, and then doing lives on YouTube, and then, like, really producing a lot of tracks, and then, working with some marketing teams or somebody to kind of get that out there, and have it on different platforms, like Apple or Beatport, um, or whatever else. Especially DJs too, um, because that's an ultra great connection there, is because the music that I produce, I like to be producing soon. Um, Once again, to connect with, um, not only music producers, but people that are going to use my music in their um, performance, like DJ performances, or whatever, radio, etc. Just try to have, that's another avenue. Um, but then we ultimately have the um, lives that I'm going to be doing now, which is going to be um, just kind of talking about what's going on. And then, like I said, I like to, because I have the capability to do it now. Um, but again, with the DJing aspect of things, which I love to do, that is when you come into like copyright issues too. And then again, if I could, make a statement that X amount of songs are me, then I can do, live DJing that's just all my own material. Then it would be safe. Um, but I'm pretty sure with any kind of live performance that um, that's okay, because you're showing that you're creating the music there, as opposed to a recorded piece of music that you just have to, I have to look into it, but you have to show that your stuff is copyrighted or whatever. So I have to look into the legality of that. And but music ultimately is, I really love doing that, and radio too. So it's kind of a good, like, connection with all those things. So, but what my point is, that you have to be consistent with this stuff, and the like a lot of all the things I do, even talking here is a creative thing, and we can get really intricate with it if we want. We could, write about it, and I can have segments, and I can, play clips, and whatever. I can have like actually show clips from my computer and play videos that way, or play videos behind me, and we can go crazy with that. But I think what I'm going to do is just to be consistent so that I'm seen or whatever, because there's nobody watching right now. Um, is just that I have to be consistent with it, do it every day. But to do the music stuff, to do the documentaries that I want to create, that's another whole thing too. Um, so to do all these things and to do them right, that stuff takes time. And if I just focus all my time into creating like one track, which I'm gonna focus a lot of time into creating tracks and music and live performance. Um, so but that stuff and the documentaries too, and the videos I want to do here on YouTube. That stuff's going to take time to do that. So in the in between, I'm going to find creative things that I can do to kind of get me in the algorithm or whatever, and do that, and as well as on like X and Facebook or other social media platforms. But I think the consistency thing that I can do, because there's a lot of things that I can talk for hours and hours and hours. There is a lot of things that I want to talk about. Um, and then I can also just talk about what's kind of going on with all the projects that I have going on, and that alone is like an advertisement for myself, and it lets people know about what I'm doing. So doing a live performance or whatever, I can talk about that. Maybe we can have guests on, um, and then we can see, plant these seeds and do these things that I like to do, and just kind of, all right, let's just kind of go with what grows the most. And and that's the thing, is because if I just do the other things and I'm not like consistent with posting here on YouTube, and I have to be everything. I have to be the engineer. I have to be, the art that I do, because nobody else is going to do it. Nobody else is going to promote it. Um, unless I go and I actually hire a team, marketing team, whatever they have to do to promote your music. But again, I have to manage all that. I have to do all this on my own, right? And it can be done. So it's just, you have to be this beyond this Renaissance person, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do all these things, um, and it's kind of cool. But that's what you have to do. Um, which, at least what I research, which I'm gonna go for, because that's what I want to do. I think that YouTube is I hear people just make a living doing what they want to do, and that's what I want to do. Um, so, and I think, because, and I don't want to get too into that. I think I'm going to get into that eventually. It's a very touchy subject with me, but there's my own demons that I'm dealing with. There's my own problem. We all have problems. Um, so I'm just, it's really cool, because I feel like for so long I wasn't, there was like this there was like this lack of direction, a big lack of direction. Um, and I think that there's a picture again. I think I could put some other one. There's me and Yoshi, and there's him with a bow tie. And I think that you know, I don't know. I don't know. I think there's a lot I can do. Um, there's a lot of great things, but it's going to be in time, and it's great to have that own, like, that self drive, that self direction. Um, almost like it's not a clear path, and it's not like a guarantee, but I think that, and I believe that I can do it, but it's going to take some time because I don't even have anybody watching right now. So, um, but there's no promotion. Like, why would anybody? There's only 15 people that are my friends on here or whatever. And I'm not aggressively going after trying to get people to even do that. Um, and I can do cool promotion things in the future, but you don't know. Like, I don't know how this thing works, but if I keep doing it, maybe it's gonna put me out there. Maybe I'm gonna say something, write something that it's gonna put it out there, and it's really neat. I'm just sitting here, like I said in the beginning, with this um studio that I created in this section that's pretty cool to film in, and then there's these different sections um that she did. Let's see, get you a picture of her there with me, um that are really cool. And it's interesting to see, like, I can't predict the future, but I see that there is a lot of great things coming. And I think I was bummed out, because I was optimistic, like, when there was that I was doing radio, and then there was that separation from there. There wasn't any kind of quick rebound like there was me working in the cannabis industry, which was really cool and really far out to have a license doing that. Um, which, I'm gonna try to get into that again, perhaps, maybe, if I can. Um, but you know, it wasn't like I wanted to do a lot of other things. And, I did radio for so many years, and the radio was based upon music. And I've been writing music since basically I was a little kid pulling out pots and pans, and recording myself on a Fisher Price recorder at 5 years old. And, um, being into records, and at an early age, and really 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 being into music and being obsessed with it, and having a guitar at 13, and yada yada, and playing in a band. So music, really, that is what I love. But the fascination and the communication aspect of radio is like YouTube is like this perfect bridge of all that. It's like everything I could ever want, you know? I could do so much that I want to do with these types of expressions, you know? And especially with now getting into video, just even recording here, I'm doing video. Um, it's amazing. And then doing the, you know, I could just do the live performance of that and capturing that. And I'd love to see what I can do with the DJing aspect of it. But that's just I could take all my talents. Um, and it's not just me. A lot of people believe in these talents too. And then just and here you go. It's just amazing. It I have my laptop and I can put out good quality audio for at least live streaming. Um, and I love it. It's just amazing. And I'm really anxious to get going, but I want to do things right. And I don't want to just I've always been that way that I don't just want to put a bunch of crap out there. You know, I want my stuff to be the best quality that it could possibly be because that I think is really, really, really what stands out over anything is the um well, I mean, when it comes to music, you don't have to have also. You can look at some early recordings of blues music and you know, there is this roughness to it, right? Um, but if I was to just have poor mic quality on here and um just do a show where it was distorted the whole time um and I use maybe I mean it's just I don't know that bothers me so I think that should be the audio should be at least the best quality and then you go on from there you know I have a decent video but then maybe I could do a better one. I have a better camera. We'll hook that up, you know, and just keep building on that and just bringing that quality because if I'm producing all this fuzzy, unquality stuff, then people are just gonna flip the next channel or not take you seriously. Even though that might be a cool thing too for some people not to take you seriously on certain things. I don't know. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of great things, and I think the consistency I really need to do is to at least do these videos once a day, if not more, if I could. Um, because it's kind of cool just setting up camp. The other thing that is cool too is like upstairs where I'm gonna go into this other room, keep it plain for the time being, and bring in my MPC there and put on my headphones and use that area separately to really work on learning the MPC and maybe even like creating some things there because of the setup, then bringing it in here to record or to do that on YouTube live. So that's what I'm kind of thinking right now. I'm getting like uber hungry, so I think I'm gonna go have something to eat and I don't know, see how I'm doing, and then I might make some music if I'm still up for that. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Peace. Mm.